our MAC Studio Radiance NC17 concealer using our MAC brush 206S. I am using the MAC Studio Fix C4.5. This is my everyday go-to get ready makeup look. You'll see me use the Real Technique brushes, and they all have a different number, but they did come in a set, which I liked. You also can buy them individually. I like this foundation brush just because my skin doesn't get clogged with it and it's easy to clean. It just gets the job done. Now, Hourglass is an amazing concealer that I really do enjoy. I have it in a deeper shade like warm beige, just so that it's not too bright based off of the look I'm going for. So again, I'm using the RT set, and this one is the 270. I got it from Ulta. Now I'm using a angled eyeshadow brush. Any eyeshadow angled brush would do. This is the Master Mattes, the original from Makeup by Mario. I absolutely love, and I use it to fill in my brows before adding the brow wax. Now, using the angled brush just makes it so much more easier and quicker to apply. That way, I just get it done quickly and it still looks really good, just adding that natural look. I'm going to use the spoolie brush and apply my Anastasia brow wax right over it. Not too much, just enough. If you use too much, it's just going to glob up and look white, and you don't want that. A little goes a long way. Now, they even have a smaller mini size if you want, because it does last a long time. Next, I'm going to be using this Anastasia Baby Roses lip liner. They have some really good lip liners, I will say, in different colors. So check that out and see if you find something from the lip liner collection that you want to take home. So I'm just gonna outline them and shade my lips in, and then moving on to blush. This is my Stila Petunia Lip Duo and Cheek. Using the RT brush, the 110. You can buy these brushes individually. I just bought them as a set. It was really affordable. So go to your local Ulta and check out what they have. I think that they have some better options, like more of a variety. Now, I should have put this on first, but hey, better late than never. This Mario self-sculpt shaping stick in light medium is what I use for contouring as of right now. It's just really easy, small. I just apply it really quickly. I don't contour every time I do my makeup, but since I'm making a video, I thought, hey, I'm just going to include it. So really quickly, I am just going to blend it in. I only contour on the tip and sides with the darker shade, and then I'll highlight in the middle and also in between the eyebrows to the forehead. Again, I don't always contour, but I'm going to do that. I don't put too much just because I'm not trying to deepen my cheekbones. I don't want to look anorexic or like too skinny and sculpted. I think having like a plumper cheek makes you look more youthful instead of just like super sucked in. I just don't like looking unhealthy. Now, I'm using MAC Wood Winged eyeshadow. This one's been around forever. I really do love the MAC line. They've just been a really good brand for a long time, and my skin likes it. I don't react, I don't break out to any of it. I don't have to use any special skin care other than retinol and Ole Hendrickson facial cleanser. I keep it super simple. Now, this I got from TikTok Shop. The pigments really shine up well. So this is the Sigma Ritzy eyeshadow palette. This color is called Midas, and you don't need a lot. Like if you just dabble the flat brush or any eyeshadow brush, the color picks up really well and goes and applies onto your skin without having to add too much product. It just shows up really nicely, which is what I love about it. Now guys, if you're not like used to using darker colors, like I usually don't do dark makeup like this, but I'm just going with it. I use brown liquid eyeliner. This is from CoverGirl, so store bought like drugstore type of liquid eyeliner, and it works amazing because I really like the thin applicator, but yet it's not like super stiff, so it's easy to apply. It's very affordable, easy to use, and again, I love the brown. Brown to me is just more casual, more toned down, but still has a distinct look that is gorgeous. I think black is great for like a date night. Now, I have loved this Tarte eyelash curler for such a long time. I have 2 of them. Something about this gripper when you're actually closing it on your lid, the silicone just grips your lashes without yanking them and actually curls your lashes very well. Now, I have the Yves Saint Laurent mascara. I use the Lash Class 2, which is brown, and I love the mascara wand. It's super thick, easy to apply on, not just the upper lashes, but also my lower, and I don't always put mascara on my lower, but if you're taking the time to do it, it just looks so good. Now, one thing I will do just to kind of make everything matchy is just comb it through my eyebrows, and it really ties it all in together. If you haven't tried it, try it and let me know what you think. It's just a cutesy little tip that I hope you will apply. Now, I'm using this MAC Studio NC15 NW20 eyeliner. I love it because it's not bright white. It's more of a neutral color, ivory. It just looks more natural to me and not so, I don't know, I feel like I can always notice when it's super bright white, and I just don't like that look personally. I have brown eyes, so if you have brown eyes, maybe try this one. Or just try it no matter what color eyes you have and let me know what you think. I was shocked when I found out that they had different shades and tones just for your waterline. Now, this I absolutely love. Not sure if it's seasonal or not, but this is the MAC Hyper Real Foundation in Rose Gold FX. I absolutely love it. I use it as a highlighter. So I'm just using my liquid, brush here to blend it all out. I use this brush specifically only to blend out my liquid bronzer, blushes, things like that. It works really well. Now, this MAC Fix Plus has been around forever. I liked getting the travel size just so it fits easier in my makeup bag because my makeup bag is pretty crammed up to the fullest. It smells really good. All right, now this is a new lipstick that I picked up. I usually don't go for the darker ones, but this is called the Twig Twist. It's really, really pretty. The color might look a little different because I put that Baby Roses lip liner on first and then applied this, so try it. Now, moving on to my hair, which is the fun stuff. I love Unite 7 Seconds Detangler. This works so well and it smells amazing. Like you just want to inhale as you're spraying it. I'm using a Frame Art wet brush just because when your hair is wet, it's when it's at its most fragile state and you don't want to just use any brush. It really does matter, especially if you are trying to maintain your hair in a good, healthy condition. So brushing it all the way through, and then I am going to add the Way Anti-Frizz Cream. I absolutely love this. I just apply it while my hair is damp and not dry, and I'm not afraid to put some even on like the scalp area. I put it on my mid to ends first and then just work my way up towards the scalp. That way it's not a glob at the root part, and then just work it all the way through. It's going to glide really nicely since your hair is damp. Then I'm just going to section my hair. Now, sectioning your hair really makes a difference when you're doing your blowouts, and it'll create a routine for you to help get your time down on your blowouts. So this is the mohawk section. I'm just going to section it out, and then I leave the 2 sides out, and then the back section I will pull back, twist it around, and pin it in a gator clip. I like using the Framar or dry bar ones. They last a really long time. And now this dry bar round brush is either the single or the double. I love it so much. It actually grips really well. Not just like the handle part where you're holding it, but when the hair wraps around the barrel. I do have the Olivia ones as well, but I just personally love the dry bar ones, and I think there is a difference. Now, if you have coarse or overly curly hair, you're definitely going to want to use what's called a boar brush. So if you have wavy hair or straight hair, even slightly curly, you could use this brush. I aim down every single time. That is basically the key to the blowout. If you don't want frizz, your hair might naturally just get volume or it may not, but I don't know anybody who wants hair that frizzes. So prepping the hair with your shampoo and conditioner is always the best way to start. Then obviously your heat protectant. Most of these products will already have a built-in heat protectant in it, but make sure to check if it does or if it doesn't. And the good thing about these Dyson blow dryers is that there is an adjustable heat and cooling option. They're super lightweight, so you're not hurting your shoulders and arms, and you're still getting your hair blown out without having to put mass amounts of heat on it. You definitely want to make sure your hair is thoroughly dry, because if not, it could cause frizz. Now, I'm just rolling and rocking the brush back and forth, and I'm just twisting out when I pull out the brush at the very end. So I'm just going to use some rollers. These are heatless rollers with the Velcro. So I'm just pulling it all the way down to the ends and rolling it up just slightly. I'm not doing all the way up. You can if you like. I just like that bend at the end. So repeating the same process, aiming the blow dryer all the way down. I have the brush under. If you have like more curly or coarse hair, you're going to want to switch your position to where you have the brush on top and pulling down, because you're going to need a lot more tension. Now, aiming down the entire time, not lifting the hair up, you're just rocking the brush back and forth, back and forth. This is how you're going to ensure that your hair is dry, but you're also training your hair and shaping it to have a bend at the end. If you want straight ends, then you don't need to do this part. But I like having a bend at the end for having some movement. Again, I'm going to be adding these heatless Velcro rollers. I picked these ones up from Ulta as well. They were in a set and they were super affordable. So I twisted the brush out and you see that little bend there. I'm going to add the roller in. That way it just cools nicely and sets. Well, I continue on to the next step. So I always blow dry my hair in this particular order. I'm moving on to the mohawk sections. So I do my sides first, then the mohawk section, and then the back every single time. Now, sectioning out your mohawk section is going to make your life so much easier, and you need to section the wet hair away from the dry area because you're trying to prevent from what you just dried from getting wet. So if you want volume, pull your hair straight up and away from the head. Making sure that everything's dry, going over it several times until you know that it is fully dry. If your hair is even longer, you can always pull your hair strand to the side, just in case your arms can't reach all the way. Now, if you need a hair trim, get one, because that is going to, not only be good for your hair. I think that your hair grows faster when you do get hair trims, but not everyone has the same hair growth. And look at that end right there. Do you see all that bend? That's just from the round brush, so I'm going to set it in the heatless roller and then clip it all the way to my root and let it sit and cool. I'm using these silver clips to hold it in place. So we're going to get lots of volume. Now, I'm not trying to have a big blowout. So notice I use a very large Velcro roller on that one. If you want like more volume and a tighter curl, then use a smaller one. The big one, it really doesn't do much, but it's going to lock in the movement of your hair. It's going to add more shape to it. Now, moving on to the next one, I am just showing you the side angle and front just so you can really see what I'm doing. I've never really blow dried my hair and done like a tutorial like this, but I really wanted you guys to see from both angles how I'm doing this. Make sure you dry your root first, then your mid, then your ends, and then rock it back and forth, and you will get the hang of it. Now you just get your roller. You can also, like if you have more than one brush, you can just let it cool in the brush. You don't have to use the rollers. It's called like a brush set, technically. Or you could use rollers, that's okay too. Now, last piece. If you guys have bangs, you guys obviously need to curate this to what is going to be best for your front piece. A lot of people love those curtain bangs right now. I try to avoid bangs, even though I think the curtain bangs are really, really pretty on most people. I just don't want to go through the, oh gosh, my bangs are too short and I have to let them grow out kind of thing when I get over the bangs. So I just skip all of that. Not saying I'll never get bangs again to switch it up, but today is not that day. Now, as you can see, I'm just rocking the brush back and forth. When I am, blow drying one of my clients' hair, I do it semi differently. Like maybe I'll find someone to do a blowout in and do a tutorial that way on someone. Because honestly, I enjoy doing other people's hair more so than my own. But I love the way that I do my own blowouts at the same time. I also enjoy when other people do my blowouts on me. It's really nice, but I am picky. All right, so you can see I'm sectioning out. I just sliced the back section in half, as you can see when I'm sectioning it, and then I go to one side and cut that in half, and then I work section by section. That way I have easier control over my sections. That way everything is getting dry, and it's gonna look so good, I promise. This is really good practice for you to rock your brush back and forth. Again, you want the root part, mid, and then ends dry in that order. You don't want to start at drying your ends first and then working your way the opposite way. I just don't recommend that. Now, as you can see, you can do your best to get as big of a section if you're trying to like speed and save yourself time, but you don't want to use too big of a section in your brush because then that would just make it more of a struggle for you. So making sure that your sections fit within your brush barrel. Again, you could just let it cool in the brush. I'm not going to put these in the rollers because the back ones I know will, at least for me personally, it'll stay nice and rounded. Me just twisting it with the brush and letting it, cool on its own like that without putting the roller in is good enough. So I'm just aiming my dryer air all the way down. If you want volume, then you need to pull your hair straight out from the head, like 90 degrees or higher. Now, just rocking this back and forth, you can see that my hair is still pretty damp. You want to rough dry your hair before starting this. Just FYI. Rough drying your hair is going to save you time on your blowout, and you'll get less frustrated because it won't take as long, and you'll speed up your time. So, if your hair requires you to use rollers, that's fine. Just keep doing the process that I showed you, and you'll get that twist at the end, a nice bend. Although this video is still sped up, I didn't want to cut out and edit too much just because I have seen a lot of that when I looked up like blowouts. And I think people really want to see it all from start to finish, section by section, because anyone can fast forward, anyone can do the front, but if you were curious on how you do the back, then here you go. So if you feel comfortable and more advanced with your blowouts, I would recommend, you kind of have seen me do it a couple of times where I wrap the hair around the brush physically and then rock it back and forth. I'm trying my best to explain that. You'll just have to see it when I do. So now I am gripping the entire side section and doing the same process, just making sure that it is really, really dry. Twisting it before I let it go. And there's your bend. It's cooled. It's going to last you longer when you do it this way. I haven't even put any hairspray or any other styling products on it, so I don't have a lot of buildup of product in my hair, which if you do, definitely pick up a clarifying shampoo. The one from Dry Bar is really good. I'm not familiar with too many clarifying shampoos in any other brands. There might be other good ones, but I know that one for sure is great. And also, I'm just doing the other side, repeating that same process. So I'm really going through the entire blowout with you just so that you can see both sides. I hope you guys are going to attempt a blowout on yourself or maybe someone else to practice. And it really does get easier and easier. The more hair you have, obviously, the longer it's going to take. If you guys have too curly or wavy hair and it's obnoxious, just go get one of those keratin treatments. It will last you a very long time. You can get in the shower, and when you get out, it will dry, whether it's air dry or blow dried, straight. Honestly, it works. If you guys, don't be afraid to put like highlights in your hair or bleach. Your hair can handle it. Just don't over process it and get super carried away and go repeatedly. Definitely want to do hair masks in between that leave-in conditioner, heat protectant, adjusting your heat settings if need be. You know, you don't have to always put an iron on your hair every single day. Those protein keratin treatments do work wonders. I know that the Japanese hair straightening might be a little harsh, but that's if you go like every single 6 months. That would be a lot on your hair. Now, as you can see, I'm just going back through and rocking the brush back and forth, making sure it's all dry. Once I'm done with each section, I like to mirror the section all together or blend it all together just to make sure it's all done. Now we're getting there. I think this is the last section. Yep, it sure is. So last section before I actually merge it all, just to make sure it's all dry. One thing I like to do once I'm finished with one side of the hair is I take my blow dryer and I put it at my scalp just to make sure I didn't miss any of the top pieces before moving on. You want to make sure that all of your hair is completely dry. And sometimes if you just blowed the hot air onto your head, it may seem like it's dry, but actually not. Wait a sec and then go back in to see if it really is dry. Again, frizz is not our friend. So I hope you guys have learned something new, and I hope you guys will attempt to do a really good blowout. So right here is what I was talking about. Just blowing out the back, making sure everything was dry and I didn't miss any spots. And then mirroring the whole side together, going over the ends, making sure it's all dry. And then making sure that I do the rocking back and forth from the ends to the mid area and then twisting it out before just releasing the brush. This is really good practice too if you haven't done that. That way you get that bend at the end. So I'm going to take out the rollers really quickly, and when I take them out, I twist them. You see that bend at the end? It's so pretty. I didn't even put a curling iron on it. So I'm taking out the roller. You can see me twist it out. I don't just like pull it out. Now I'm going to put this all the way back, and you can train your hair to part whatever way you want. It could be on the side, it could be in the center. I like doing a center part. My hair could go off center, it doesn't really matter. But for right now, this is what I'm doing, and I'm just combing through. And we've got so much volume, fullness, hooray. It's a great hair day. So let me know if you try this.